inside the rotunda for President Trump's swearing in. I'm telling you guys, it was surreal. The entire Trump family, they shined like a new dawn. The man whose approach and policies dominated global politics for the past decade, back in charge. And his message was, at its core, very optimistic and very forward-looking.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
So why was putting America first, why was that ever controversial to anyone? If you're an American, it should be your instinct. Just like you put your country first, put America first. Your family's first, America's your family. We're all family. And when family is hurt or threatened, family stands together. So we asked for God's intervention, and today it was clear that Trump believes his presidency is divinely inspired and was divinely protected during the campaign.
Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
And I watched as the old guard, they walked in, figures with their own White House biographies. The Clintons, Bush, Obama, and they're all smart enough to know that today was not just a repudiation of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It was a crushing defeat for all of their worldviews. Now, the occasional flashes of bitterness and disbelief, can't really blame them, I guess. It was on their faces. It was all very visceral. And although Biden himself, he seemed a little befuddled by it all. I was up close watching it. But to all of them, Trump's comeback, it wasn't historic. It was an enraging indictment of the American voter, who they think isn't sophisticated enough to understand how dangerous Trump is. And of course, it wouldn't be a Trump speech without his reminding us of just how badly they screwed it up. They screwed the country up. That's why he's here, after all. So a politicized DOJ, open borders, inflationary spending, more war.
My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
And the sheer sight of the tech titans who lined up behind Trump, trillions in wealth controlled and generated. Is their desire to make Trump successful real? Besides Musk, well, we'll see. Now, I had the chance to chat briefly with Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Sergey Brin. Now, all of them seemed oddly relieved to be here, to be there. They were very nice, but undoubtedly Trump's agenda won't always make them happy, nor should it. But as I told one of them, their life of entrepreneurship and ambition, it really naturally should find a home within the Republican Party, because after all, merit reigns supreme in computer science and engineering, and it should across the entire employment spectrum. Advances in technology makes what we thought impossible possible. It's inspiring.
Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken. I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In America, the impossible is what we do best.
And I love it. We're now looking at Donald Trump's motorcade leaving the Capital One Arena. Little easier job getting through D.C. when you have it all cleared out. So he's heading back home, back to the White House. And the moving boxes, Biden's are out. Trump's already set up the Oval Office. The Diet Coke button is back. But it's governing time. And governing, we know, is not easy, especially with such a slim majority. But Trump got going today with a flurry of executive orders, ranging from immigration to limiting regulations, pulling some of them back. He even did the signings in public, which I love. No more behind closed doors nonsense. In all of my political commentary years, and it's been like almost 3 decades, this right now, this is exciting. This is the best chance that all of us have had in decades to put the interests of the American people, the average American, first. Last time in office, remember, Donald Trump is sitting in that beast of a car right now. He was derailed by lawfare, impeachment, and COVID. But now is a new day. And the Democrats have been completely discredited and disgraced by the last round of pardons from Biden. Oh boy, we're going to get into that. More on that later. So tonight, as we're watching President Trump go back to the White House, quick change of clothes before he comes here to the Liberty Ball, we urge the Republicans and the House and Senate, you got the majority, most of whom are there because of President Trump's popularity, to support his efforts to reform the government and move this country in a common sense direction. If Republicans fight Trump, if they resist his agenda on immigration or spending cuts, trade, foreign policy, this celebration tonight, it won't seem as historic in hindsight. It'll just seem like another opportunity wasted in Washington. But if Republicans take this whole day and this whole night in, they help push Trump through his agenda, help push it through regardless of the lawsuits and the left-wing attacks, this can truly be, I am telling you, a new golden age for America.
Welcome to Hannity, and we are broadcasting live. We are at the Commander-in-Chief Ball. We are right here in the heart of our nation's capital. The party, say hello. Woohoo! The party's getting started. Everybody's in a great mood, and they all look a lot better than I do. Anyway, coming up, we're going to be joined. Kid Rock will be here. John Boyd will be here. Ted Cruz will be here. Many special guests. Last, certainly not least, the man of the hour, President Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 47th president of our country. He will arrive at any moment, as well as Melania Trump, and we will bring that to you live. They are expected to be right here at some point. We expect that to happen this hour. Also tonight, nearing the end of what was a monumental day, we just witnessed the single greatest political comeback, thanks to all of you. You made tonight happen in our history. And according to President Trump, a new golden era of American exceptionalism is now dawning in our country. Take a look.
In recent years, our nation has suffered greatly, but we are going to bring it back and make it great again, greater than ever before. We will be a nation like no other, full of compassion, courage, and exceptionalism. Our power will stop all wars and bring a new spirit of unity to a world that has been angry, violent, and totally unpredictable. America will be respected again and admired again, including by people of religion, faith, and goodwill. We will be prosperous. We will be proud. We will be strong, and we will win like never before. We will not be conquered. We will not be intimidated. We will not be broken, and we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a free, sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely. We will live proudly. We will dream boldly, and nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours, and our golden age has just begun.
President Trump, he fought, he clawed his way back to the top. He did it to restore the American dream for all of us, for everyone in our country. A rising tide, it lifts all boats. He wants every American to have the chance to succeed. We will cut back the size, the scope, the breadth of government, burdensome regulation, high taxes. We'll bring in an era of prosperity, hopefully for all. We will be a rich country. The most energy-rich country on earth would be great. In sharp contrast, Joe Biden, well, today he cemented his legacy as a corrupt, self-serving politician. His last-minute preemptive pardons for his family, as we affectionately call them, the Biden family syndicate and their friends, well, that was his final act as president. And today he pardoned Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, Members of the, as President Trump calls them, unselect January 6th committee, including Liz Cheney, Adam Schiff, Benny Thompson, and many more. And only minutes before President Trump took the oath of office, he also issued a pardon for several members of his own family, including his brother Jim, his sister Valerie, among others. And for the record, let's take a little trip down memory lane. About 4 years ago, let's hear what Adam Schiff, who got a preemptive pardon today, and what Chuck Schumer previously said about preemptive pardons. I doubt you'll see this on any other network. Take a look.
Have you ever heard of somebody getting a preemptive pardon who was innocent of all crime? Who's just an innocent person? Have you ever heard of that? Just somebody getting a blanket pardon and they're an innocent person?
But no, here it's an effort not only to prospectively pardon people for things they have not yet been charged with and may never be charged with, but also it's the president's own family.
The president's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr. President, that would be a gross abuse of the presidential pardon authority.
A gross abuse of the presidential pardon. So what's worse? 4 years ago, in an interview with fake news CNN's fake Jake Tapper, Biden himself expressing concern over the idea of preemptive pardons. You honestly can't make it up, but it's worth taking a trip down memory lane. Take a look.
Does this concern you? All these preemptive pardons?
Well, it concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice. You're not going to see in our administration that kind of approach to pardons.
All right, we're going to stop there for tonight. Tonight is not about Joe Biden. He is a mere blip in history that few will frankly want to remember. Make no mistake, the next 4 years will be very different. Already, Donald Trump has been working nonstop since he became president. He is back. Common sense is back as well. Freedom and prosperity is on the mend. And the next chapter of American greatness, it is being right now starting tonight. And today, President Trump hit the ground running, signing a slew of executive orders, proclamations, including ordering all flags to be flown at full staff on future inauguration days, ending the weaponization of our federal government. There's been no person in the history of this country that has been unfairly targeted by a Department of Justice like Donald J. Trump. And that includes the once premier law enforcement agency in the land. That would be our FBI. It needs to return to its former greatness. That would be our intelligence community. Anyway, the president implementing a federal hiring freeze, banning all federal departments from issuing new regulations, ordering all federal employees back to work full-time, revoking almost 80 executive orders that were signed by Biden, lifting the TikTok ban for 75 days, removing the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accords. Those are the accords that say that China and India are developing countries, so we pay all the money. Great move by the president today. Also, removing the U.S. from the World Health Organization. They became nothing but propagandists for the communist Chinese during COVID. That makes it easy, also to make it easier to hold federal bureaucrats accountable, revoking birthright citizenship, declaring a national emergency at our southern border, resuming construction of the border wall, restoring the federal death penalty, declaring a national energy emergency, withdrawing authorization for offshore wind farms, realigning the U.S. refugee admissions program, encouraging energy exploration and production, among others. It has been a busy day. There'll be even more hard work ahead, but tonight, you all enjoy the win. You all made this happen. You earned this day because of your hard work, your voting, your perseverance, your willingness to have an open mind and not listen to a corrupt legacy media that has been attacking this man since the day he and Melania came down that escalator at Trump Tower back in 2015. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.